AI, where do you feel like home services is going? How is it shaping the industry?
Man, it's gonna change everything. I mean, every little aspect of the business will change through AI. And, we're in this gray area where people are, speeding up process and creating things quickly through ChatGPT, Claude, those kind of things. But I mean, we've got tools that listen in on sales appointments and give the salesperson direct feedback. That's been around for a handful of years. I think a lot of the inner workings of a home service company can be replaced by AI agents. And if a human can do it, AI can do it better. I mean, it's that simple. We're nowhere near robotics going in and installing plumbing and doing those kind of things. But paperwork processing, for instance, or applying for a rebate, like we do a lot of rebates with the utility company, AI can do that. You just have to train it. So I think we're still in this world of not a lot of people understand how they can implement it in their business. But I promise you, if you start looking under the hood and getting to know AI, it can touch almost every single piece of your business today.
This episode is brought to you by 10x Nerds. If you're a business owner doing real revenue, there's a good chance you're overpaying in areas you haven't even looked at. Things like credit card processing, insurance, telecom, and more. 10x Nerds comes in, audits your expenses across 30 plus categories, and finds immediate savings. And here's the kicker: they only get paid if they save you money. It's a complete no-brainer. If you want to keep more of what you make, go check them out at 10xnerds.com. This episode is brought to you by my friend Silas Lagoy over at ForgeMark Wealth. If you're a high-income business owner or professional and feel like you're getting crushed by taxes, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not stuck. ForgeMark Wealth specializes in advanced legal tax strategies and wealth planning designed to help you keep more of what you make, grow it efficiently, and actually build long-term freedom, not just income. If you're making serious money but don't have a real strategy behind it yet, I highly recommend connecting with Silas and his team. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Big Hitters Podcast. I'm on with Sean McGraw. Sean has been on the show. He was on, I believe, last time, Sean, we had you on the Builder's Bible. But anybody over 20 million I have on the Big Hitters Podcast. So congrats to you. You're on it, man.
Right on.
And you're with 4Energy, your energy efficient solutions in Arizona. Company is blowing up. You're a Michigander. And I'm excited. There were like 3 to 5 questions I wish I had asked you last time. So thank you for coming back on the show.
Thanks for having me. Love the first one. Excited to be here a second time.
So, okay. Maybe just catch us up from last time. Talk about 4Energy, a little bit about the business, and maybe any like updates since you came on the show like 5 to 6 months ago.
Yeah. So 4Energy is a whole home energy efficiency provider. So we do what's called an energy audit. We test the house. We figure out, what a homeowner wants, where their pain points are. And then we run a series of tests that spits out, hey, this is what you should do to fix your issue, solve your problems. It could be re-insulate, could be sealing up duct system, replacing duct system, replacing windows, a variety of things. So we're really, really devoted to just streamlining the process and scaling a business that's super hard to scale. So that's our 100% laser focus right now, is simplifying the process for our sales team, for our homeowners, just allowing us to have a really easy way of gathering the information, presenting to the homeowner, and fulfilling the project.
This episode is brought to you by Corberry Digital. If you own an HVAC, plumbing, electrical, roofing, or home service business and you're tired of wondering where your next lead is coming from, you need to check out Corberry Digital. Corberry specializes exclusively in helping home service companies dominate their local markets through SEO, Google Ads, local service ads, websites, content marketing, and lead generation systems that actually produce a measurable ROI. Their team doesn't just focus on clicks and impressions. They help contractors lower customer acquisition costs, increase qualified leads, and build a marketing engine that scales. What I like about Corberry is they understand the blue collar space. They aren't trying to be everything to everyone. Their entire focus is helping trades businesses win in their backyard and generate more profitable jobs. If you're looking to grow your business, improve your online visibility, and build a marketing system that works, visit Corberry.com and schedule a strategy session with their team. That's Corberry.com. Tell them you heard about them on the podcast. What's up, everybody? This podcast is sponsored by Grimes Financial Advisors. You've spent time and energy building a successful business, but here's the question. Do you have a real retirement plan or just a pile of investments? Our friends at Grimes Financial Advisors specialize in helping business owners and families create a clear roadmap for retirement through their proprietary retirement blueprint. Instead of focusing only on investments, they look at the entire picture: income planning, taxes, long-term care, legacy planning, and making sure your money is actually working for the life you want to live. I've gotten to know Dustin personally. One of the things that I respect most about him is he believes every financial decision should fit into a bigger plan. You shouldn't just chase returns. So whether you're 5 years from retirement or simply want a second opinion on your financial strategy, I highly recommend reaching out to Dustin and his team. Visit Grimes Financial Advisors to schedule your consultation and start building your own retirement blueprint. So, and if I remember correctly, you're doing door knocking to grow and scale the company. Are you still door knocking?
Yeah, so we've got a small door-to-door team. And keep in mind, I had a pretty decent sized solar company 3-4 years ago where we had hundreds of door knockers. So as you know, leads are more expensive, harder to come by. There's private equity, able to outspend all the smaller guys. Door knocking still works. It flat out still works. It's annoying to some people, including myself, when a stranger knocks on my door. But there's people out there that have this, I've been thinking about that, or my spouse has been telling me to do that, and I'm just not proactive enough. So you catch those people at that moment and just be able to create leads on demand. It's awesome.
I love it. What do you think now, Sean, is like the biggest bottleneck keeping you from being a $50 to $100 million company?
Great question. The scalability of our process. So energy auditing is a tedious task. It's something I'll say this: marketing for an energy audit, I can market for all of our products that we offer individually and have no problem. But starting people with the audit is difficult because it's not a product. It's not something that people seek out. A lot of people don't know it exists. So what they end up doing is they self-diagnose their problem. Oh, I've got high bills, or I'm uncomfortable. Let me call my air conditioning company, or let me replace my windows. If everybody knew what I knew, they'd start with an audit. They'd get that roadmap to optimal health, comfort, air quality, and lower bills. That's the problem.
And I mean, good place to be. Like, do you think your business would be as successful if you didn't live in such a state that's so freaking hot all the time?
Yeah, there's mild climates like California where it would be more difficult. Some people don't have air conditioners, but then there's other extreme climates. Like I'm from Michigan where it's really hot in the summertime, really cold in the wintertime, and energy efficiency impacts all seasons. So there's other markets that this would certainly do well in. But yeah, Arizona is a dynamite market, but we're also one of the most saturated in the entire nation.
Yeah. This podcast is sponsored by Action Coaching. If you're a home service business owner, ask yourself this: are you constantly chasing new leads or just keeping the business growing? Ben Jordan built a $100 million plumbing and HVAC company. Inside the Action Group, he teaches contractors how to create recurring revenue, strengthen leadership, improve sales, and build systems that reduce the owner's day-to-day involvement. Members get weekly coaching, practical templates, proven scripts, and strategies designed specifically for home service businesses. If you want to get out of the truck, build something that runs without you and creates real wealth, check out the Action Group on School and book your free consulting call. So you've survived 16 years in the business. Is there something that almost killed the company, and how did you get through it?
Oh, another great question. So yeah, going back to my solar days, we devoted a lot of time, effort, energy, and dollars into scaling our solar division. So we had an office in Las Vegas. We had one in New Jersey. We were opening one in Tampa, Orlando. And when the Fed raised rates and interest rates went through the roof, our dealer fees and our financing plans all changed. And we started to see solar just spiraling out of control. I mean, sales flatlined for a lot of companies across the nation. And the most challenging time in my career was our national installer. I won't name them by name, but they filed bankruptcy. It was a shock to us. They did almost $2 billion of business in 2022 to filing bankruptcy in 2024. And that was a scary situation. Our pipeline was with them. They controlled the finances. So we had a lot of money sitting with them. And the moment we found out about the bankruptcy, we knew that cash wasn't coming. So between their bankruptcy and us not seeing that cash flow we were expecting, and solar sales just on this death spiral, It was scary, man. We had to do things we've never done in business. We had to reduce our workforce. We had to make some tough decisions in cutting some expenses. We just didn't want to have to cut. But in the end, it made us better operators, better business owners, better leaders at the company. We will never take our eye off the ball again. Just with finances, making sure our partners are in good shape. It just created they say what do they say? A calm sea doesn't make for a skilled sailor. You go through these storms, and if you're a good operator and you're focused on self-development, you come out the other side a better operator.
What were they? It's a $2 billion company goes bankrupt. What were they installing? Like, what were they doing for you?
Solar. They were installing solar for
Got it.
companies nationwide.
Got it.
The solar industry is really interesting. You've got those that sell and market, and then those that install. Very few are vertically integrated and are able to grow at the
Do
rate
both.
of others.
Yeah.
So I think 8 of the top 10 volume solar companies have filed bankruptcy in the last 2 years.
Dang. Is that because of the tax credits and stuff have gone away?
Yeah, it's just you've got utilities fighting you. You've got legislation that can change. You've got the tax credit going away. And you've got when the Fed raised interest rates, our dealer fees were in the 30% range, meaning when we sold a project, 30% of that project was going directly to the finance company. It was just tough, and it got to the point where, solar still works, still a great product, and there's still good vehicles to allow a homeowner to go solar and save some money, but it's not an easy industry. It's just not.
Hmm. Is there anything differently that you've done in the business, a key hire, a marketing decision that's changed the trajectory of the business?
I would say a lot of things. We're always trying to stay forward thinking when it comes to marketing. Like, it's funny today, I think a lot of people have left some sandboxes that are totally work and are awesome. We have a big show and event department. We do 200 to 300 shows and events throughout the valley in Arizona every single year. Canvassing will never stop working. Really focusing on the sandboxes that fewer people play in. Everybody's gone to PPC, SEO, online lead gen, and it works. It does. But it's far more expensive than it was a decade ago. It just is. And I have the philosophy, Andrew, of zero lead sources should exceed 20% of your total revenue. And I say that because I've seen guys die because, they're promoting online and the algorithm changes and they just don't get the leads anymore. Or I'll give you an example. We were spending, I don't know, $30,000 a month on YouTube for our solar business. And one day YouTube just changed the algorithm and stopped performing or flagged our account. And we flatlined in that area. So diversifying leads has been, I guess, the answer to your question. Diversify. Don't live in one bucket. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Make sure you're collecting leads from a variety of sources.
That's good. If you were counseling or coaching a home service guy between 5 and 10 million, what would you tell him to stop doing immediately?
Stop doing immediately. Stop trying to be perfect. Perfection's the enemy of progress, and too many guys get stuck at that level specifically because, in my opinion, that's the hardest level to crack. You don't have a ton of cash. When you exceed 10 million, you start having more freedom and flexibility to make decisions because you have dollars. Stop trying to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect. We're in a blue collar construction field. Be fast. Be as fast as you possibly can. Fix mistakes quickly. Make decisions quickly and move on. That will take you to the next level. Well, obviously keeping your eye on the ball and watching your KPIs and your marketing cost and all of that along the way.
I remember in our last podcast, you said labor isn't really a problem for you. What do you feel like you're doing differently? Because I think that's a huge pain point for a lot of home service guys.
Yeah, I think it's an attitude. There's plenty of people out there. You got to think most of the good people are married, which just means you're not going to find them on Indeed or Craigslist, but you should always be recruiting. You should be using your network. You should be talking to guys when you're picking up material from other companies. Like, a lot of people are in a situation and they're stuck in that situation because it pays them, but they're not happy. So that's number one. You've got to recruit. You've got to treat recruits the same way you treat leads. Like I've seen so many guys like, oh, I've got my Indeed on and, I'm just not getting the applicants. Well, how long did it take you to get back to the applicants when they filled out an application? Well, I check every couple days and see who's in there and reach out. Dude, those guys are gone. They've been hit up by the better company. It's the same as if you get a lead in your inbox. If you take an hour to call them, they've already booked with a competitor. Some of them have signed a contract by the time you pick up the phone and call them. So if you treat a recruit and a recruiting pipeline the same way you do leads, you're much more better off that way. And then, people don't leave companies; they leave bad leadership. And oftentimes, companies don't have the proper training in place. They they don't prep them to succeed, and that creates turnover. So
Yeah.
it's a multi-pronged approach, but you've got to be world class if you don't want to worry about talent.
Yeah. I had a question for you and then it evaporated. Let's see. I have one more. AI. Where do you feel like home services is going? How is it shaping the industry?
Man, it's gonna change everything. I mean, every little aspect of the business will change through AI. And, we're in this gray area where people are, speeding up process and creating things quickly through ChatGPT, Claude, those kind of things. But I mean, we've got tools that listen in on sales appointments and give the salesperson direct feedback. That's been around for a handful of years. I think I think a lot of the inner workings of a home service company can be replaced by AI agents. And if a human can do it, AI can do it better. I mean, it's that simple. We're nowhere near robotics going in and installing plumbing and doing those kind of things. But like paperwork processing, for instance, or applying for a rebate, like we do a lot of rebates with the utility company. AI can do that. You just have to train it. So I think we're still in this world of not a lot of people understand how they can implement it in their business. But I promise you, if you start looking under the hood and getting to know AI, it can touch almost every single piece of your business today.
Yeah. What's one thing we haven't talked about today that you get fired up about? Could be team, culture, vision, anything we haven't talked about.
Man, yeah, culture is a good topic. So, the things we talked about with recruiting talent, you've got to be quick on getting them in the door. You've got to make a hiring decision fast because it's people need to make a move quickly. It's not 10 years ago where you could drag your feet and put somebody through 35 interviews. Some companies get away with that, most don't. But once you insert them into the company and you've got proper training and you take them through a process that really equips them to be successful, man, culture is everything after that. Like you want to be in a work environment that fits what you're looking for, fits your personality, makes you successful. And I can't stress enough when I look around at companies I really admire, culture is like the center point of everything. People are like the first four letters of culture are cult. People are culty about the company they're with. They want to promote the company. They want to work their own network and generate leads for the company, whether they're in marketing or in sales or in the office. They want to see their company win. Culture is everything.
What do you feel like your company needs the most right now? Like, what's your biggest pain point preventing you from getting to where you want to be?
Yeah, good question. I think we're missing a couple pieces in on the talent side. So, using AI to really revamp our sales process and make it easier and as effective for our sales team and our customers, I think that's a big piece. And then plugging in high quality sales reps that just stick. That's the other hard part about scaling efficiency is these guys have to get in the attic. They have to crawl around in a dirty space, take measurements. I mean, it's blue collar, but you can go sell windows and never have to get in an attic or a roof or, a bathroom. We've got to make it so simple that they can collect their data, get down, present to the homeowner, and easily make a sale. That's what we're focused on right now, and that's a big sticking point.
Yeah, cool. Well, where can people go to learn more?
Yeah, you can find me online, Sean K. McGraw, SEANK McGraw. I'm on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, you name it. you can find me. If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to reach out if you have any additional questions. Always happy to chat.
And then website here at forenergy.com, right?
Yep. forenergy.com.
All right, Sean. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Don't go anywhere because I want to keep talking, but thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. Always enjoy it.